money isn't everything, but it definitely helps when you need to fix an expensive mistake.
Oh my fucking God.
There are leaks, there are big leaks, there are huge leaks, and then there's this catastrophe.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Never hire a monkey to retile your roof. While they may be good climbers, they just don't know what they're doing. When you don't realize that a truck, a trailer, and a boat might be a little too heavy for you to tow.
Oh! Okay, that definitely was a shit show.
If you're gonna key someone's car, you should make sure they're not inside and filming you. And now this guy can't even hear the word beer without screaming. When the universe decides it's really time for you to wash your car. This is why some people shouldn't be allowed hammers, especially if they often let their intrusive thoughts win. We're not sure what the owners of these cars did to this guy, but we're gonna say it wasn't good. We're gonna need a bigger boat, a bigger rod, a bigger net, and a smaller fish. How to go from 0 to stupid in 2 seconds. I'm a rooster and I care nothing for your smooth concrete. You really shouldn't be allowed in a parking lot unless you can prove you have depth perception. Yes, here he is, the world's most unpopular dog. Here's the look of pure sorrow you can only see after a child breaks their phone. It's the way he looks around as if someone else had done it. It's always enjoyable to point out a scratch on someone else's massively expensive supercar. This is miraculous. A toddler in a man's body. An incredibly fancy cocktail, unveiled by an idiot. There's nothing wrong with three-wheeled cars, unless they're supposed to have 4. This car may be expensive, but it's still not capable of transforming into a boat. No! If your neighbor tells you he's an electrician and can do the job for a friend's rate, it's probably best to ignore him. Well, if you can afford a Ferrari, you can probably afford the extremely expensive repair bill for a Ferrari too. We don't really know whose fault this was, but something tells me it wasn't the bus. Either the cameraman is just as stupid as his colleague, or he's pure evil and just had to film it. When you spend all your money on a fancy car and have none left over for driving lessons. As we all know, a motorcycle is the perfect vehicle to transport a huge smart TV. Some people can cause more destruction while reversing than the average war. Luckily, this car is so expensive that raindrops just avoid it and say, sorry. If you block a hydrant, then one way or another, you'll be moving on.
And that's what he has to do.
to get that hydrant connected.
How can someone cause so much damage by parking? This is either a very aggressive burglar or a very determined Mormon. With current fuel prices, this is not something you want stuck into the on position.
Nicole, you need to swim back in. What do I do? It's not stopping. Oh my God.
This yacht is worth $300 million, or was until these climate change activists got a hold of it. This is a magic phone. It can instantly transform into trash. This is what happens if you name your yacht Titanic. The most expensive pancake in history. We really hope this is coffee or chocolate. Otherwise, that car needs a serious air freshener.
Oh my God! Natalie!
You did this.
Natalie!
You did this.
Are you fucking kidding me? What?
Drive better.
It's just one of those custom-made phone bags with a phone-shaped hole in the bottom. It's a good bet that he's not a wine connoisseur. Hey, watch me not open this beer and then destroy my phone. This is what happens when you take the road signs too literally and just drive up the pole. A mirror's the perfect weapon to kill a cockroach with, right? Another unique and ingenious way to trash your brand new smartphone. It's almost like it opened just to hit that car. When beer is more important than your car, probably more expensive than a new windshield anyway. Fried apple, anyone? Didn't it occur to them that the road looked a little too smooth and shiny?
Stop! Let us in!
How to lose some champagne and your self-respect. To be fair, if he used two hands, then he wouldn't be able to film it, and that'd be stupid. Also, let's not ignore the irony of it saying super dry. When the ice cube is most of the drink, and the glass breaks if you breathe on it. This is the fuel pumping equivalent of super dry. Whatever that is, it certainly doesn't look like water. More reversing fun now. At least some kind soul was there to film it. A really bad time to realize you don't know how to close your car roof. Here's another faulty fuel pump, but this guy's a little bit more vocal about how displeased he is with the situation.
Yo! Yo! What the f is this? I'm not f***ing paying that.
How did these guys manage to avoid the reversing section of the driving test? Ah, the perfect shaped item for the perfect shaped staircase. Proof that looking cool can so easily change into looking like a jerk. There's no use crying over spilled milk, or whatever that stuff is. Not a great advertisement for that particular brand of scooter. The car gods clearly hate this guy. Where are those motorcycle riding lifeguards when you need them? This was apparently the work of a drunk dad, which really tells you something about the evils of alcohol and some dads. The worst thing about this is the kid's evil laugh. Just listen to it. And speaking of evil kids, look at the lovely paint job these two have given this car. They really need to do some work on this road, almost as much as he needs to do on his bike. This car wash will clean your car so well, it'll look completely different when it comes out the other side. You have to be going pretty fast to make it all the way to the middle of the ocean.
Me? Just hanging around.
A very large truck and a very small sports car is a disaster waiting to happen. A beautifully prepared piece of fish with added floor scum. Okay, seriously, what's going on with our fuel pumps lately? This is not the thing you want to wake up to in the morning, or at any time of the day. Puddles belong outside, not in your living room and bedrooms. The truck overturned and spilled out a cargo of sepia filter, and if it looks familiar, it's because it was used on Breaking Bad. Luckily, there were no injuries at this chemical plant fire, which is good because it looks like a series of small atomic bombs. This freight train derailed, and miraculously, there were no injuries to the crew. This is a rocket engine exploding during a test in Japan. Once again, nobody was involved. This is a really bad location for this service truck to catch fire. Just one of those moments when the road decides to eat itself. After a $500 million restoration, this Tiffany store caught fire. Talk about bad timing. Luckily, there were no people nearby when this home was decimated by a natural gas explosion.
Neighbors say the blast was so strong, their homes rattled. No injuries were reported.
Another lucky moment, as this car-carrying truck has a blowout, but manages not to take the rest of the traffic with it. Maybe doing an unboxing video on a tiny table wasn't a great idea. Those remote-controlled car drivers need to learn how to drive. After watching those clips, you've probably got a pretty good idea how to avoid making costly mistakes. So make sure you don't make one right now by leaving without clicking subscribe.